Talking about baby-proofing your home.
Yeah, and for any new parents, this certainly is not an easy task. I bet you'd agree, huh, Tim?
It was frightening, to put it mildly, but everything's turned out right so far.
Yeah, so we know preparation is key in this instance. So let's go ahead and check in with Dan. He's joining us in the studio this morning with all the details.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, how's your experience been so far?
It's been okay. I mean, you just see things, even after you think like you're relatively done with it, you just see things that are like, okay, that could be a problem. And then it's like just randomly, you'll just be like walking like around and be like, oh, there's a corner.
Yep.
You know, it's tough. You gotta be aware of it. And like so many first-time parents, there were several aspects of parenting that I just had no idea about until it was right in front of me. But one thing I did know about ahead of time is that the house needs to be baby-proofed before your little one can move around on their own. And it was something that, you know, we spent a lot of time preparing for. Take a look. While it's a tall task and does take some time, getting your place prepped for baby is a necessary step. Start with the big things, like keeping hazardous chemicals out of reach. Child locks for cabinet doors can be found for cheap on sites like Amazon. Cords are another big concern. Babies, like my son Ben here, will grab anything they can reach. And this leads to a strangling hazard, so it's wise to either secure the cords or buy blinds that are cordless. Try to stay a step or two ahead of the milestones. For example, if your child is just learning to crawl, have your house prepared as if they were walking. And once that mobility starts, the baby gates become a must-have item. Experts recommend installing them at the top and bottom of stairs with a locking mechanism involved. I will say these things can be frustrating on a daily basis, but you have to kind of remind yourself that they're there for a good reason. And another note, if you have any houseplants, do some research and ensure that they're non-toxic if the baby were to ingest some. Even flowers like azaleas or daffodils pose a risk to little ones. And luckily flowers like azaleas and daffodils are not deadly per se, but they can create a lot of discomfort for the baby. So, you know, if there's like a little extra crying involved, a little extra, you know, whining and all that, you kind of have to think about it and just, you know, give that little visual check as to, you know, what the baby may have gotten into. And it's a good idea also to keep the number for poison control nearby. Poison.org is another website you can go to if you want to learn more about that. And if your child were to eat something they shouldn't, the time obviously would be of the essence. But like one of the things that I saw, we have a fireplace, and there's like a metal, or not metal, it's like a concrete, you know, slab right in front of the fireplace, and it's got a sharp corner on it.
Yeah.
So actually, just right now, we found out just the other day, we were just looking at it, and we're like, you know what, that's something we should look into. So my wife found this thing on Amazon that's like this rubber stopper essentially that kind of like protects it. So just things like that. And I mean, you know, browsing Amazon and all that, there's so much that you can find out about baby proofing.